Testing. Okay, now, so finally, we are in the final video before our examination, in which we are going to talk about chapter 22 homework. Okay, so let's get started without further ado. Okay, now the first question asking for some definition type of question, right? Now here it says a surplus budget, right? Now remember, something budget. Now this is before realization, right? This is a prediction, as opposed to actual, a prediction. Government predicts that they are going to have a surplus in this year. Now, what does that mean? It means that plans to spend less than the amount it received. Therefore, it is receiving more than spending. And the so-called fiscal reserve would go up because of that, right? So, answer is B right here. It's calculated after. Now, if it is calculated after that, we call it a budget surplus, not a surplus budget. Okay? Not always a target. And increase when government revenue or decreasing. No, we do not know. Okay? And what about question 2? Here, question 2, we are talking about taxation, right? And more specifically, the principles of taxation. Now here, to discourage the consumption of luxury goods, the government is going to charge a luxury tax, right? A 10% ad valorem tax. Now, what is the ad valorem? This is a 10% of price of goods. 件嘢嘅10%價錢, okay, will be levied on purchase of luxury goods like diamond and sports car, okay? Now, the above tax, it's the least in line with which one? Now remember, whenever it is not the so-called direct tax, right? Property, salary, yes, profit. Profit. Not these three tax. And instead, taxes on goods would always be a regressive tax. 肯定㗎，唔使問㗎。任何收 goods, whatever taxation on goods and services, it must be regressive in nature. When it is regressive, it must be not in line with equity principle. Okay? 好嗎? Must be. Now, let's go to then. Number 3. Now, which of the following statement about the tax system in Hong Kong is correct? Let's see, right? Income and profit earned in Hong Kong is only taxable in Hong Kong, right? Now, let's say, a little bit about English here, right? Now, let's put A and B together in a pair. Income and profit earned outside of Hong Kong is not taxable in Hong Kong. Well, this is actually the answer because of the source principle. Any money outside of Hong Kong, it's not taxable, right? Because not earned from Hong Kong, right? And here, income and profit earned in Hong Kong is only taxable in Hong Kong. Well, according to Hong Kong itself, right? It is taxable. But I do not know about the US, the China, etc. Right? I do not know about the other countries. I do not know. Right? So A is a big question mark. Now C, income and profit earned by Hong Kong residents will be taxed by the Hong Kong government regardless of where the income is generated. No, we just talk about the source principle, right? Income and profit generated in Hong Kong and earned by non-Hong Kong residents is not taxable in Hong Kong. Well, I think if you earn in Hong Kong, you should be taxed, right? So the answer would be B in our case. This is source principle. All right, for whatever reason, Zoom lagged again, but luckily we are back in here. Now, what about question 4 here? Now, suppose the government charges a household rubbish disposal charge. charge 0.1 per liter of waste. Again, you see, this is a tax on goods, right? So to speak. Now, not exactly goods, right? Because you know, rubbish, no one wants that, right? But tax on, let's say, a product,唔好叫 goods on products. Again, it must be regressive. 唔使問㗎啦，一定係 regressive 㗎啦。呢個講到 I said it many times already. So let's not waste time here. 好啦，下一條啦。Now next question here, question 5. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Now question 5 here. Now here you see income on the first something 3%, 5%, 7%, 10%, right? So which of the following description about the tax is correct, right? In line with the principle of economy principle. Well, actually, we do not know anything about the economy principle. Remember, what is economy principle? Economy principle, it's about government, easy to collect tax. According to the information, we do not know how it is collected. So it is a question mark. Now,我唔係話佢錯啊 I don't know whether it is right or wrong. Okay? 好啦 tax. Allocate resources from high income to low income group. Yes, this is true. Why? Because you see, as income increases, the tax rate, now not exactly the tax, now this is not exactly average tax rate, right? But you see, the marginal tax rate keeps going up, meaning average tax rate would also go up. We call this a progressive tax. And with a progressive tax, right? With progressive tax, it's kind of like the money goes from the rich people to the poor people, right? So B is the answer. Now what about C and D? This tax can reduce income inequality. Well, actually, I think the better answer is C here. 睇漏咗添，係嘛？ The better answer should be C here, right? It can reduce income inequality. So what's the matter with B? Now that I think about it, right? Allocate resources from high income group to low income group. Now, yes, it indirectly doing so, right? But remember, this is a taxation, right? It actually takes away resources. It actually takes away resources. It only indirectly reallocate the resources from the high income to the low income through, like, let's say, transfer payment, that kind of thing, right? So I think C is actually, C is actually the better answer here. Can reduce income inequality, right? Now, encourage people to work harder. No, because it gets higher. If you want to encourage people to work harder, the easiest way, no taxation, right? No taxation, then they will work very hard, right? So, number 5 would be C here. Now, which of the following source in Hong Kong is a source of government revenue, right? Now, property tax, of course, generates 差餉, yes, of course, and land premium, 補地價, yes, 有聽過啦，係咪啊? This one, let's not waste too much time. Now, what about number 7? Now, number 7, we need to study the following diagram. Here, you see, now please remember, this is growth rate, meaning both GDP is growing and public expenditure is growing. Okay, like both are growing. Now let's see. So during that period, GDP was increasing. Yes, it was increasing. No doubt, right? No doubt, it was increasing. Okay, now less resources are taken up by the government. Is that true? In fact, we have no way to know whether there is less resources being taken up, because how much they spend has no direction, no relationship with how much they take up. Okay, no relationship. We do not know about it. Okay, now public expenditure was decreasing，肯定唔係啦，正數嚟㗎嘛。Okay, this is a positive number. Now therefore, GDP was increasing because growth rate remains positive. Okay, so A will be the answer we want. All right, now let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, number 8, here, which of the following economic goals cannot be achieved simultaneously by adjusting profit tax rate, right? Now, remember, profit tax rate, what it does is that it does quite a lot of things. First, it would affect, let's say, a profit tax increase, right? When the profit tax rate increases, it would discourage investment. Now, therefore, AD goes down. When AD goes down, price level goes down. Y goes down. At the same time, it also would make the so-called disincentive effect. Now, therefore, SRAS and LRAS may also decrease. So, let's see which cannot be achieved simultaneously. Okay, now lowering general price level and raising employment in the short run, right? So you see, AD here, they go the same direction, right? Lowering general price level, yes, it can. But since real output decreased, actually, employment will decrease. Now, therefore, I think, yes, here, already the answer. You cannot lower general price level and raise employment in the short run. Let's say by increasing the profit tax rate, right? It doesn't make sense. Now, what about B? Raising general price level. Now, if you need to raise the general price level, yes, you just do the opposite. Now, profit tax decrease, then here, increase, 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 right? Then raising general price level and raising employment in the long run. Yes, it can, right? Raising in short run and raising potential output in long run. Yes, by just decreasing, then incentive goes up, these two goes up, right? Improving budget deficit. Now, how to improve our budget deficit? Make sure you have more taxation or your spending goes down, right? Now here, it is possible to have more taxation by increasing profit tax rate and lowering the general price level. Yes, by increasing the tax rate, AD goes down, price level goes down, and at the same time, you get more tax, right? So A is the answer here. 有啲奇怪啊，我覺得it's a little bit strange. The way this question asked is a little bit strange, but nevertheless, we still be able to deal with that, right? So let's go to the next one. Now, question 9, which of the following fiscal policy can help relieve the problem of inflation in the short run? Now, meaning we need price level to go down. 好嘛，即係咁嘅意思啫。We need it to go down. Now, first, abolish general sales tax, right? Now, what happens when general sales tax decrease? What happens is that, now remember, general sales tax is levied on the producers. So what happens? What happens is that the production costs would go down. So SRAS would go up. SRAS go up. Yes, price level would go down. Yes, it can. Now, what about second? Reducing cash subsidy provided to local producer. Well, this is just the opposite of number 1, right? So if number 1 can do it, number 2 cannot do it. Now, 3, increasing military expenses. And number 4, raising the property tax. I think property tax is easier, right? Now remember, when you raise property tax, definitely it's going to hit AD, because people would not want to invest so much on their property, since the profit on property is lowered, right? So AD goes down, meaning price level goes down. Yes. Now, what about number 3? Increasing military expenses. It means G goes up and AD would go up. AD go up, price level goes up. So, no, 1 and 4 here. Okay? Again, another strange question. I don't think this is the right way to ask such a question, but nevertheless, we still know how to do it. So, no problem, right? 好啦，下條啦。Now, for number 10, here, the overall effect of a balanced budget, increase in government expenditure and tax is expansionary.記唔記得啊？ When G equals to T here, we mentioned it should be expansionary, right? Because why? Mainly to do with T here. Okay, mainly to do with T here. Because people tend to consume only part of their income and save the remaining, right? We have talked about that. Now, if you want to know more, refer back to our teaching video, right? Now, just remember, whenever G and T goes in the same direction by the same amount, balanced budget, it is still expansionary, as we have mentioned in our video and in our lesson. Okay, 好嘛？嗱，冇嘥時間啦。So, finally, we are into monetary policy. Remember, what is monetary policy? Monetary policy by affecting money supply, which mainly would affect AD in return. 好嘛？ Now, which of the following about open market operation are correct? So let's see, right? Open market operation refers to the sales and purchase of government bond by central bank. Yes, exactly the meaning. Open market sales. Now, what is a sale? It means that central bank sell bond to, let's say, the public. When you sell something, what do you get? You get money. So open market sales would make money supply decrease. When money supply decreases, AD also decreases. So Y would decrease, lowering the output level in the short run. Yes, this is true. Now, what about 3 and 4? Purchase is just the opposite, right? Purchase should make AD goes up here. AD goes up. Now, therefore, P increase, Y increase. So 3 and 4 not correct. The answer would be A here. Okay, 好嗎？嗱，下一條啦。Now here, when the government raises the discount rate, now remember what happens, right? Now, discount rates, 嗱我成日都話啦 whatever rates decrease, 係嘛 let's say interest rate, discount rate, whatever rates decreases, it would mean the cost of borrowing would go down. Now, therefore, right? Therefore, AD would go up. Price level goes up, Y goes up. 好嗎? Real GDP will increase in the short run. Well, actually, yes. Wait a little bit. Okay, will increase in the short run. Now, it seems so, right? Hold on. B, the public will borrow more from commercial banks. Now, remember, discount rates, mainly it affects the borrowing between central bank and, right, 記住啦, central bank and the commercial banks, right? Not directly affecting public and commercial banks, right? Not directly. Yes. How come I pause it? I think something is wrong, and I find that why I'm wrong. Now, misread the question, right? 睇錯題目添. Raises. So here, increase, increase, decrease, decrease, and decrease. 搞錯咗啊，唔怪得啦。咁睇極都個個都啱嘅。Okay, now A, the real GDP will increase in short run. No, it decreases, right? Now, the public will borrow more. No, it actually will borrow less. Okay, remember here, money supply will go down. Money supply will go down. OK， 好嘛 ？Then interest rate goes down. Interest rate goes up actually. OK, so borrow less, general price level increase. No, it goes down. Real GDP is not affected in the long run because only AD, no effect on LRAS. OK， 好嘛？sorry 啊，睇漏眼添咁樣，就點解個個都啱嘅咧？頭先一睇。OK， now finally on question 13. Now, which of the following is an expansionary monetary policy? Let's say expansionary. Remember, we need Y to go up, meaning AD needs to go up. Now, printing new version of banknotes to replace. Now, printing money is expansionary, but printing new banknotes to replace old. Actually, we do not know what happens to money supply, right? We do not know what happens to money supply. Do not know. So it's a big question mark here. Now, the government buying government bonds from investor, right? 好啦，買咗錢喎。Actually, let's look at D and C first. I think B is a little bit complicated. Okay, a little bit complicated. Now, what about C? Setting an upper limit for the Hong Kong interbank offer rates. Now, what is Hong Kong interbank offer rates? Now, this one is the interest rate between banks. Okay, because sometimes banks also borrow from other banks to lend out the money, right? So when you set an upper limit, right? When you set an upper limit, so it seems that, right? It seems that most likely the bank would also more willing to borrow from the other bank to lend out. Now, but be careful, right? We are talking about an upper limit. So do you reach that upper limit? We actually do not know whether you hit the upper limit. Let's say the upper limit is 5%. But then we have always been 1% in Hong Kong. So would it increase our money supply? Well, I do not know about it. Honestly, I do not know about it. Okay. Now, so what about D? Raising the discount rate. We just mentioned, right? Whatever rates increase, finally AD would drop. Okay. So not D. Now, what about B? The government buying government bonds from investors, right? Now, buy bonds. Remember, when you buy bonds, you pay money to investor belonging to the public, right? 你俾錢個 public 喎 meaning money supply goes up， 係嘛？咁咪多咗 money supply 啦。When money supply goes up, yes, AD would go up. So yes, B is the answer here， 係嘛？嗱，複雜少少啦 ，B 會複雜少少啦。But again, here, right? Now I think this one is obvious when you know the answer. Okay, so these would be the MCs we have talked about. Now, let's go directly into the short questions and long questions. Okay. Now here shows two systems. Now this is the old, this is the new. Now, first of all, remember this is a tax payment, not a tax rate. When you see these kind of you see, it becomes flatter and flatter. 係咪越嚟越平啊? When it becomes flatter and flatter, this is not a progressive. This is a regressive tax. Why? Because the average tax rate goes down as income goes up. 你越有錢, average tax rate 越低. Okay, so this is a regressive tax. Now, what about B here? Now, B here. Now, suppose the government proposed to change the tax system, okay? And the proposed change is shown in the diagram, right? Now, we need to explain the effect of changing the tax on following, right? Now, first of all, you see the new taxation system. What happens is that over all the income level, our tax payment would have increased. So right now, you are collecting more tax, right? When you collect more tax, no matter your income level. It means that our investment incentive would go down for the reason that our potential profit from investment would go down. Okay? 得唔得？嗱呢個啦，唔係好難啫。嗱 what about B2？ 嗱 B2 here, what about government tax revenue? Now actually, remember, this is unknown. 嚇點解 unknown 嘅？ Some of you may be thinking, yes, on one hand, tax rate increase. Therefore, tax payment would also increase, right? But on the other hand, since we are having a higher tax rate, fewer people do investment. Therefore, at the same time, there will be fewer firms to pay tax. What do I mean? I mean tax base would decrease. 少咗人交稅，即係咩意思啊？ Now those who are paying, they will be paying more, but there will be fewer firms paying the tax. 係咪？而家少咗 firm 俾 tax 啦 ，right? Because the profit potential goes down. Many of them would no longer want to open a firm, so to speak, right? So tax payment may go up, but at the same time, the tax base would go down. These two combining together, we do not know whether it will go up or go down. Okay, Oma. So this is the explanation. Now, next one. Here, motor vehicle first registration. Okay, 嗱又係啦。Whenever you see a taxation on product, motor vehicle on product, no need to think. It must be a regressive tax. And remember, since this is on private cars, right? Not on income, not on profit, not on property. It is also an indirect tax, right? 嗱唔解啦，好嘛？嗱 go home and watch the video again if you don't know what's going on. 好嘛？呢啲唔解啦。Now what about B? Explain if this one follows the equity, right? Of course not, right? Because this is not proportional. Not proportional to people's income. According to Adam Smith, true equity should be tax payment totally proportional to people's income, right? This is not the case, so not in line. Now number 3 here. Number 3. Now number 3, can I ask you to do one thing? In your textbook, okay? Now number 4, here. How would each of the above policies affect? Now remember, it asks each of the above. Therefore, you need to answer each of them. Don't combine them together. So let's see what are the policies. First of all, increase spending on research and development as well as national defense. So here, A, first one, increase spending, meaning G would go up, meaning AD would go up. So when AD goes up, our price level goes up, Y goes up in the short run. On the other hand, reduce, plans to increase salary tax. Okay, one more now. Now, salary tax increases, meaning disposable income goes down. Therefore, AD goes down, meaning price level goes down, Y goes down. Okay, now remember, you need to answer each of them. Don't mix them up together. 要分開答啊，好嗎？ Now, what about next one? Do you support the policy above? Why? Okay, now, in fact, for part B, you can answer in both yes or no. Okay, 嗱懶啊，我唔想自己寫啦。Let's look at the answer here. 4條。OK， 懶啦，想自己寫啦。Okay, here you can answer yes or no。嗱，望望啦。Yeah. Both yes or no would be acceptable, right? 哎呀，睇到啲嗱，both yes or no would be acceptable. For example, here you can say no because you see two of them cancel out each other. 頭先一個升一個跌啦 ，one AD increase, one AD decrease. Then you see nothing happens. Contradictory, 係嘛 ？Contradictory， 喂，自相矛盾嘅喎，係嘛 ？So I think most of you answer this in this direction. Or you can say yes. Increased spending may raise the productive capacity, leading to long run 你見到啦，係嘛 ？Long run aggregate supply， 好嘛 ？Long run aggregate supply. And on the other hand, may increase the government tax revenue. Revenue can be used to increase on the spending, right? On other things, right? On other things that would be productive. So both of the answers are correct, okay? As long as you provide the explanation, reasonable explanation. Okay, Oma? So this one. Now what about number 5? Number 5 here. Economy A is in recession and there is a deflationary gap. Now recession, a deflationary gap. Now the government wants to stimulate by adopting expansionary monetary policy, right? So 2 examples. Remember, many examples. For example, printing money, or you can say the so-called discount rate goes down, or make the required reserve ratio goes down, or finally, you can have open market purchase so that you buy bonds and give money. 好嘛？最緊係 money supply 要上升啦。嗱 B, with the aid of the diagram, how this help to attain full employment output level. Now remember, it starts with a deflationary gap. Now remember, how monetary policy works is that money supply goes up, then interest rate goes down, then C and I goes up, meaning AD would go up. So Y would go up. Now this is the working mechanism. For the diagram, it's actually not that difficult, right? 好啦，望住啦。Now this is price level, this is Y. Now what we do is that, first of all, we need to show a deflationary gap. How? This is our AD1. Now this is our SRAS. And remember, Y is here. LRAS should be to the right, so that this is a deflationary gap. This is a deflationary gap. Now, we just need to shift the AD here. AD2, right? So that Y2 becomes YF. So this is the way we draw it. Not exactly too difficult, right? Come on. Next one is rather similar to economy initially at a full employment equilibrium. Now suppose the government, the central bank, not government, raises the discount rate. 好啦，佢而家啦 discount rate 高咗。Now explain whether discount rate would affect monetary base. Yes, actually it would. What happens is that when discount rate goes up, what happens? Bank would borrow less from central bank because the so-called interest rate becomes higher for them, right? So borrow less from central bank. What does that mean? That means reserve would go down. When reserve go down, we know since this one, monetary base equals to CP plus R, this goes down, this would also go down. Okay? So this monetary base will actually go down because of an increase in discount rate. B part啦。Now, how will the rise in discount rate affect the price that頭先已經講咗啦，係咪啊？Now remember, whatever rates increase, money supply, now not just monetary base, but money supply would also go down. So now let's skip the 中間啲啦。AD would go down. And here, long run, right? Remember, in long run, what happens? Price level goes down, but YF would remain unchanged. Remember, monetary policy, no effect in long run. So what happens is that this is our LRAS, since the question is asking long run, so only draw LRAS. So this is our AD1, original, right? Price level 1 right here, YF right here. Now, AD goes down. This is AD2. So you see, price level goes down, but YF remains unchanged. The output level in the long run remains unchanged. So this is how we answer that. Now finally, number 7. My final word. Now number 7. Now this is standard question, giving you a balance sheet, and then adjust out to 20%. Now explain whether this is an expansionary or contractionary. Now adjust to 20. We just need to know what is the original. Okay, what is the original? Now originally do not hold any excess reserve. Now therefore the original is just 250 divided by 1,000. 25%. So right now we are decreasing RRR, meaning money supply would go up. Now therefore, this is a expansionary fiscal policy. 多咗錢啊嘛，咪振興經濟咯。Okay, now what about B? How this adjustment would affect price level and output level in the short run? 哎呀，應該話嚟話去嘅。Okay, now we just talk about, right, when RRR decreases, then money supply goes up, AD goes up. In short run, what happens? Price level goes up, Y goes up. 係嘛？呢度頭先畫咗幾次啦。Now again, the graph looks something like this. Price level, output, and then we have our AD1, our SRAS. Now remember to label them. Price level 1, Y1, and then we have our increase in AD. So here, price level 2, Y2, etc. Okay, so the diagram would go something like this. Okay, now not too difficult. Now what about next one? In an attempt to reduce, it's this one. I think you have already looked at this one in our notes, right? Now, but let's do it again, just as a revision. Alright, now here, try to increase tax on one hand and decrease fiscal spending. Tax increase, fiscal spending decrease, but worry such would have an undesirable side effect, right? Now remember, when G decreases, T increases, what happens? We know for certain AD would go down. For certain, AD would go down. Meaning, Y would go down. Price level also goes down. But remember, when we talk about taxation, taxation goes up. There may also, let's say this is a direct tax, direct tax. So this incentive effect, meaning LRAS would also go down. Now the problem is YF would also go down. So immediately you see there are two problems, right? The two undesirable effects. Immediately you will see here, since Y decreases, our output decreases, meaning the unemployment would also most likely increases. 係咪？你唔需要咁多人做嘢啦嘛，唔需要咁多機器啦嘛。So the employment of factor would most likely decrease, meaning unemployment goes up. Here, YF would also decreases, meaning if you translate it into English, then the long-term growth is undesirable for the long-term growth of the economy. Okay, so undesirable. Now, alternative policy is to print money. Now, what happens when you print money? When you print money, money supply goes up, so AD goes up, and price level goes up, Y goes up. So immediately, you see one good thing about it. One good thing about it is that, right? The good thing is that Y would go up, the real output go up. So in English, since output level goes up, most likely the problem of unemployment will be eliminated. Most likely, right? Most likely. Now, what is the bad thing about it? Now, the bad thing though is that the price level would go up. Okay? And in long run, remember, in long run, output level doesn't change, but price level goes up by a lot. So the price you pay in long run is that price level goes up by a lot, meaning purchasing power of money goes down. So consumers will suffer as they will have actually fewer money, so to speak. Their money, 所謂銀紙貶值啊，係嘛？唔值錢嘅啲錢。Okay, you don't have more income in the long run. Why remains unchanged? The real income doesn't change, but the purchasing power of money goes down. So your actual purchasing, your actual money, your actual income goes down. 係嘛？因為通脹啊嘛。Alright, so this is the bad thing about that monetary policy. Okay, 好嗎？ So finally, let's go to the long question here. The long questions. Now, long question one here. Budget deficit and then plans to cut expenditure on education, right? G goes down on education. 好嚴重啦 ，cut 啲教育開支啊。Now with the aid of the diagram, how it would affect price level and output level in the short run. Now this one is easy, right? We just talk about G decreases. So what does that mean? G decreases. It means that AD would go down, goes down. So price level goes down, Y also goes down. For the diagram, it's just something like this. Very easy. This is our AD1. This is our SRAS. Since it is asking for a short run, you only draw the short run, right? Price level 1, Y1, and then let's increase our AD. Price level 2, Y2, something like that. Quite easy, right? Now, what about B and C? How it would affect the income distribution? Okay, now I think most of you know the answer. Education. Who benefits more from education by government? The rich or the poor, right? Obviously, it affects the poor more. The rich people, even if government do not spend on them, they still have money to do their own education, right? But what about the low income group? The lower income group, if the government do not subsidize them, then they may not have the chance to do education at all. So here, for part B, we know that actually it will make more uneven income distribution. Because education mostly benefit, education by government, okay, mostly benefit the poorer income group. Mostly. Okay, now what about C? It's about desirable if they do not want to alter the full employment level. Now, I think you already know, right? The answer for C is no. Because when education becomes worse, meaning in the future, productivity, our production capacity will decrease. Therefore, LRAS will go down. YF, our potential output level, would also go down. So, no, this is not a good strategy. Okay? 好嗎? So, this is it. Not exactly too difficult. Now, what's the next question? The final question, and then we're done. Final question here. The property market of an economy has been bullish. Now, remember, what is bullish, right? It means price level going up, right? And property prices have kept rising. Explain how government tax revenue would change, right? How it would change. Obviously, the tax revenue would go up. Why? Since the property market is going up, meaning property tax, which usually is a percentage, property tax would go up because as it becomes bullish, it means that more people would want to sell their house for profit, right? It is optimistic. Since the market is optimistic, there'll be more transactions. So this is one way to say. Also, another way, with more transactions, what happens is that there would be more commission received by the agents. Commission, remember what tax? This is income tax. So both of them may increase, most likely. Now, explain how a bullish property market would affect the price level in short run. This one, AD goes up, right? Bullish means that AD goes up. Then price level goes up, Y also goes up. Bullish? How would it be called bullish if it is not going up, right? Now, finally, suppose the government tries to stabilize the price level, okay? Meaning they want price level to go down. By adjusting required reserve ratio, how it should be adjusted? Of course, it should be adjusted upwards, right? By adjusting it upward, banks would have less excess reserve to be loaned out. Meaning, in the long run, actually in short run, immediately, money supply would go down. Therefore, AD would go down. AD goes down, meaning price level would go down as well. Okay, so this is how they stabilize the price level. And this is it. This is chapter 22 homework. Now, there I say, chapter 22 homework is not exactly the best designed as well, right? Now, if you really want to study more, I suggest spend more time on chapter 22, the past papers, right? The past papers, they're more comprehensive, the exam focus is more precise, right? But if you really need to, after finishing those revision, come back to here to do a further revision. And with that, we officially ended our Form 5 syllabus before our examination. So boys, good luck with your examination. All right, so I will be waiting to see your good results when I mark your paper. All right, so see you again after examination. Bye-bye.